Good morning, my name is Lorrie. Welcome to my channel. We are quilters. Today is Blabfest Friday. This is the easiest video to make because it's just blabbing. And I must be pretty good at that. So today I have several topics to talk to you about. And I have my little list. I'm filming outside while it's still warm enough to do so. This morning it's only in the 50s. And it was 62 when we woke up in the cabin. Of course, next week and the end of this week is supposed to get a little warmer, so it'll be all right. Let me take my glasses off of my head, even though that might be a good look for me. I don't know. At any rate, my first topic to talk to you today about is mystery sewing machine parts. Now, I have a lot of, I'm going to call them vintage and or antique machines. And sometimes in the little boxes of feet that come with them, there are parts and pieces that don't belong with that machine or any other machine I own. So I have a mystery box. I love Altoid boxes for things like this. So I have a bobbin, a couple bobbins. I don't know what these fit into. I do not have a machine that has this. If you do, please let me know, and maybe you'll inherit a couple more bobbins. Or if you have feet that you recognize what these feet go to, please let me know. I'm willing to share. At any rate, I have this little box of mystery parts. And like I said, I am willing to share. Do you have a box of mystery parts lurking around your room somewhere? It's always fun to solve the mystery. The next thing I have to share with you. Yesterday, as we were traveling around, we stopped at a thrift store, a different thrift store than our regular thrift store, and I picked up a couple books. I picked up one that was a jewelry book that had a lot of techniques. Now, I make jewelry, but I only do things that I either look up or find on the internet or that I have learned from my friend Carla. So this book has some good techniques in so that I can try some of the things that I haven't seen before out of this book. I also picked up a quilt book. The front cover got my attention. It is a Nancy Martin book, I believe. And I flipped it open to this tree. Now, when I flipped back further, there were more trees. I love tree patterns. Eventually, I am going to make a tree of life quilt. I am. So this book was a good start. And look at this quilt. Oh, it is a fantastic tree quilt. Darker than I would make myself, but you know, my tree is going to be a bright, colorful tree because that's just the way I am. We stopped at another store, a craft store in Houghton Lake, Michigan. And it has been in business for 49 years. 49 years, since 1975. And all of a sudden, they have decided to close because online shopping is cutting into their business. I think there's a Hobby Lobby there. Maybe I'm wrong. COVID cut back on people shopping there. There are just lots of, and the owner wanted to retire. So they are closing, which makes me very sad because it is a great place to get things like these beads. Wait till you see what we are going to do with these beads in September. And I have other beads too. This is not the only set of beads I have. These ones just happen to be right there, the right color in the right place at the right time. And I will be applying those, like I said, September. I also bought some. They had buttons that you could buy for a little bucket of buttons. And I bought some earring hooks because I bought a pair of earrings and one of the hooks does not stay closed. The spring mechanism is not as good as it could be, so I bought ones that matched, that were a darker copper color because the earrings cost me 50 whole cents, and you can see by the price tag on these hooks that, well, now they cost a lot more. At any rate, I will be fixing those up too so I can wear them. I used to wear earrings every day until COVID hit, and then because of the mask, I didn't wear them as much. I need to get back to wearing some of my fantastic earrings. Oh, we also went to a quilt shop or two over in Houghton Lake, and I did get some new fabrics. I got a fantastic purple swirl as a remnant, and I got this doily fabric on a black background. I think this is going to be used for my summer blocks on the weather quilt because it has all the colors of water, and all the backgrounds that go around the blocks all have some kind of black background and bright colors. And I didn't have one for summer yet. I did have one for fall, and I do have one for spring. I also picked up this lovely wood grain fabric. Never know what you're going to do with that. So when it's something like that, I usually buy half a yard and then I stash it somewhere with other building and sky blocks. I have a drawer for that in West Virginia. I did make some progress on some of my projects. I finished the April weather blocks. Hallelujah. I'm so glad that I am done with those. Here are some pictures of those weather blocks. My favorite one, I think, is this one. It is a fantastically bright little block. I do have the May blocks colored and tallied so that I can start cutting them. I am going to cut the weird shaped pieces like these cardboard templates. I am cutting these using the AccuQuilt next time I go back to West Virginia. I can cut them with a ruler. I have figured out a good plan for that, but it is easier just to run those few blocks through the AccuQuilt, and I think there are 11 blocks that will have these shapes. So it's just easier to do it that way. I also made progress on the Silent Night sampler that was started back in 2016. I only have one block left to go. Here are the other blocks that I got done. I got the tree done and the ball ornaments. I love that this one, I had enough Grinch fabric that says Merry Grinchmas. My husband loves that fabric. I also got the gift box done. That one was so easy. I don't know why I put that one off. And I also finished this lovely little swirly star. So the only problem that I see is that when I was putting the Christmas balls together, I noticed that I didn't cut the blocks wide enough. They're supposed to be 5.5 inches wide, and I cut all the pieces at 5 inches. So somewhere in there, I'm going to have to add another 2 inches to make up for where I didn't cut the pieces right. Oops. And I know that that fabric is probably long gone because I cut that a while ago and kitted it up. I also, for progress sake, while I was talking to my sister on the phone, I trimmed up some bonus half square triangles so I have them to use for a future project because I put her on speaker and I had my hands free to do other things. One of my favorite things to do. I love speakerphone. Sometimes gets me in trouble, but I love speakerphone. The next item on my list happens to be things from other people. And that will lead me to my final topic in just a moment. So I have some things from Diana. She did some stitches. She made some very cool blocks. She had some orphan blocks. She said she cut them up and repieced them together, and they are cute. I like that way of doing scrappy things. You inspire me, Diana. I might be chopping up some things. She also And so then she did some stitches on those crazy blocks. So cute, so cute. I like that. I'll be doing some of that later on too. When the snow is flying, that might be the technique I pick up. She tried some ruching, and that turned out really well. And I think she would agree that that is a very easy and forgiving method to make those fantastic centers for flowers. Marion also sent a picture of a quilt that we saw it when it was a top, and it was for her quilt guild, and it has fun fabrics in it. She added some fabrics to it, if you remember back a couple months ago. Well, she got it back quilted because they were handing out charity quilts that needed binding on them, and she happened to get the quilt she made back to put binding on it. Look at this fun backing fabric. It looks like it's looking at you. All those little eyeballs staring out at you. What fun fabric. And so I'm glad, Marion, I am glad that you are sharing that with us so we can see how cute it's turning out. Fantastic. You are so productive. Okay, here is the final and last thing, my big request. Here in Michigan, every once in a while we're seeing a leaf that is changing color, or little signs that there's a change in season coming. The other day, the deer were out here all day long, off and on, eating at the corn. They came in probably 7 times. There were critters out here under the tree every time we looked out the window. That was the day before Nugget came back, thank goodness, because otherwise he barks his little head off. So I am looking for fall things. You know how I love to put nature pictures at the end of my videos. I would love to see some fall pictures. I saw somewhere on the internet or on the Weather Channel maybe, pictures of leaves changing in Utah and the Midwest. Send me some pictures of fall foliage, something different, something a little new. Or better yet, send me pictures of fall quilts and I will share them. I can't wait to hear from you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. See you later.
See you on Monday for Upskill Monday. Remember, like and subscribe. Thank you.